The power of music is an incredible force. It can transform our emotions with just a few notes. Well, imagine if your body had the ability to generate the emotional energy of 100 instruments. I've come to Brooklyn, New York City, to find musician Kenny Muhammad, a possible superhuman, who I've heard can produce the sound of an entire orchestra using just the power of his voice. Kenny's told me to meet him in the historic Williamsburg Bank in Brooklyn. And thanks to its incredible acoustics, I shouldn't have any trouble finding it. But it sounds like there's an entire band playing downstairs.
Got you.
Absolutely beautiful. When I came around the corner and I saw it was just you, I couldn't believe it. It looks like beatboxing, but it sounds like something else. I mean, what exactly are you doing?
I'm much more than a beatboxer. I'm a human ear bender. I bend air and I form it into sound that explodes and ignites. That's what I do. That's Kenny Muhammad. That's the human orchestration for you.
Kenny Muhammad is said to be one of the planet's greatest beatboxers and has earned himself the title, the Human Orchestra. By blending his unique sounds with the classical power of a real orchestra, Kenny's worked with renowned composers to break musical boundaries. But it's hard to comprehend how a human can produce such a staggering array of sounds. I want to know if the way Kenny creates this powerful music is superhuman. I've called in Langdon Crawford, a music technologist from NYU, to help me discover how this is humanly possible.
If you wouldn't mind just recording a 30-second or less example of your work.
Okay.
We have so many layers of instruments going on here. We have an entire drum kit. We have something that looks like record scratching. He played the trumpet and violin sounds. I mean, how many instruments do you need to have before someone calls you an orchestra, you know?
The variety of instrumental sound effects Kenny can generate is remarkable, but there's something else that's caught Langdon's eye.
I noticed there were some really fast timings happening there. What is that you're doing there?
It's a snare and a hi-hat.
I've selected just two of those hits, and let's see if we can loop those. So this is 93 milliseconds between the beginning of this hit and the beginning of the next hit. So he's getting more than 10 hits in a second.
How's Kenny able to do that?
You know, that actually fascinates me because our whole system operates at 20 frames per second, if you will. So he's operating so fast that if he were just to play a little bit faster, it would start blurring together into a continuous sound. I'm not sure that anyone else could do this. I think Kenny is pushing the limits of what is humanly possible.
Langdon's data has confirmed Kenny can create a variety of instrumental sound effects. But we've also uncovered the incredible speed of his delivery. Now I want to find out, how is this physically possible, and if Kenny is really a superhuman. So I'm taking him to meet a voice and throat specialist from New York City Hospital.
Have a seat.
He's agreed to help me take a closer look at the inner workings of Kenny's unique throat.
We're now just about to enter your nose here. We're looking on the inside. following the bottom of your throat.
Using an
Following your
endoscope,
nose here.
we'll travel down Kenny's nose into his throat and reveal the amazing components that allow us to speak and make noise. As air from our lungs passes our vocal cords, they create a simple buzzing sound. Then from that basic tone, our voice box and throat act like the horns and keys of a trumpet, shaping the sound into your voice.
Kenny, you'll just feel a little bit of movement here.
It's a remarkable feat of nature, but as we reach Kenny's vocal tract, we're looking for any differences that could explain how he's able to produce multiple sounds at such breathtaking speeds.
Okay.
Is that his voice box?
So that's just the top of his voice box there. So what we're seeing here is the epiglottis right there. We're seeing the side walls of the throat, and we're just seeing the back of the tongue right in the front of the throat right there. And if you can just peek underneath that epiglottis there, you would see the vocal cords, although it's kind of sitting.
I saw it for a second.
Just for a second, but you know, he's covering it up, and it may have to do with how he's able to produce these sounds, that his epiglottis kind of sits back like that. Pretty interesting.
And so where does the epiglottis normally sit?
Normally it sits much more forward, and we're able to, from this view, see straight at the vocal cords, but
Oh, wow.
for
So
some reason his epiglottis sits really far back, and this may be unique to him.
Oh, wow. Can you beatbox from there, man?
I don't know, I'm gonna try.
Wow, a lot of movement. See the vocal cords there.
Whoa, man. Yeah, you see the vocal cords
right
going
there?
crazy. Wow, I mean, so everything's moving. His epiglottis, his vocal cords, even the sides of his throat.
That's moving super fast.
Wow.
You just get a hint that they're vibrating, but you can't see them because it's so fast.
Yeah, man.
All right, look at that thing move.
Man, you're all over the place.
Can you do any inhaled sounds?
Whoa. The whole thing opens up.
And that epiglottis moving. Yeah, that's a lot of movement there.
Wow. So he's really using all the facilities of his body.
Yeah,
his epiglottis, his voice cords, his voice box,
Yeah.
his uvula, his palate. I mean,
And there's probably things that we can't see in this high speed because, you know, he's going so fast. There's things that are vibrating that, you know, we can't even see.
Unbelievably, Kenny has not only uncovered, but mastered the hidden capabilities within the human vocal tract to create and overlay complex sounds with astonishing speed and precision.
To see this amount of coordination and how quickly things were going back and forth, the different structures moving at the same time, that's pretty incredible. I've been a voice specialist for 10 years and I've never seen anything like that.
Kenny's spectacular vocal ability is absolutely jaw-dropping. I can't believe all those sounds are coming from just one man. Next up for Daniel, the UK